although there are people who feel he might be a little bit older. A personal best of 3:33.67 back in '81. John Walker, the 1976 champion, in the Olympic Games in Montreal, alongside Steve Cram, and there's Mike Boyd, who's drawn right on the outside. Steve won't be too unhappy about that draw, because it gives him a fairly clear run. The 1,500 metres. Right from the outside, Brian Theriot now of America makes the pace. And they're all trying to keep out of trouble as they approach this first bend. We're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, just counting the starters, 16 have started, and that's a massive field for a 1,500 metre race. Steve Cram out of trouble in second place. In third place, right on the inside, is O'Sullivan of Ireland, you may have seen chasing Steve Ovett on Monday night in Dublin. And Theriot leads, Cram in second place, O'Sullivan third, Boyd in fourth place. Todd Harbour had a rough ride there, by the way, the American, and Wessinghager comes now through the trouble to come up to second place alongside Cram. Steve Scott goes third. Moving up on the outside is an athlete whose number we don't appear to have in the programme. We'll just check who it is in a moment as they complete the first lap. 57.72, quite a respectable pace, and Cram stretches his legs now to move up on Theriot. Theriot leading, Cram in second place for Great Britain. Third is Wessinghager of West Germany. Fourth, Steve Scott of America. And Brendan Foster watching back in London. I know he knows about Steve Cram's problems, but he's really bouncing along on this new track, Brendan.
He looks really good there, David, and the thing that worries me just a little bit is if he's not careful, he's going to be left in the lead, and if he is, he's going to have to make a long run for home, because all the good athletes are queuing up behind him, as you can see.
Actually, the leading two are stretching away from the chasing group. And in fifth place at the moment, Chuck Aragon of the United States. So, Theriot leading as they approach 800 metres. Cram in second place for Great Britain. Third is Steve Scott. Fourth is Wessinghager. Fifth is Aragon. Chuck Aragon, who is fourth in the American Championship. And there's the 800-metre time, and it's fast at 1:54.74. The world record, of course, held by Steve Ovett, set in 1983 at 3:30.77. And the wind seems to have dropped. Very cool evening indeed, though, with a lap and a half left, and Cram takes it on. And what a great competitor this lad is. He looked back, saw there was a gap, and was brave enough to go with 600 metres to go. Just relaxing there in front, breathing well controlled, and he's chased by Steve Scott. A fine piece of thinking there by Cram. He looked back to see where the trouble was. There was no trouble, so he took advantage of the lead he's got, and he stretched it now to about 10, 11 metres. There's the bell. 2:37.4 at the bell, and Cram away by himself, chased by the many times American champion Steve Scott. Jack Buckner in the picture now in fourth place. But Cram away by himself. Approaching the 200-metre mark, and he's really kicking very hard indeed, and he's going away from this world-class field. He's actually taken some 8 to 10 further metres out of Steve Scott, and they're making no impression at all. There's an enormous gap now as Steve Scott leading the chase, but it's hopeless as Cram storms home. A marvellous run this, and it's a fast one as well. Steve Cram wins for Great Britain. Steve Scott in second place. In third place, Jim Spivey, the American champion. And in fourth place, number 14,